Let's have Jackie begin the game. Now normally you would draw a card at this point at the start of your turn unless your adrenaline card, your hand limit, is already up to the maximum, which is your vitality of 5. Once you've got through your draw phase, you can now move, and your movement is equal to your speed stat, which is 2. But you can adjust your speed if you have any skills, which Jackie doesn't, that modify your speed. Look out for that. But the other thing is, look at your level of fear. So you can see as your fear goes up, you get a bonus to your speed. And then if your fear goes down, your intelligence goes up. You've got a little bit clearer mind. Your strength goes down. Okay, we're beginning here with no modifiers to any of our stats. But we could potentially use our adrenaline. But obviously, this is our health as well. So if we play cards, our health is declining. So we've got to head out and look for these control panels. So Jackie's heading out. And we can either move into this space here, or we can explore in these different directions. You know when you can explore because your tile has doors on it. Alright, so this is the only directions you can move. So back here we couldn't move this direction because there's just a wall. It was only this way, and there's also these arrows on the tiles here to help remind you. I think the best thing and the best way we can explore is to split up. So let's explore this way. And that means we draw a tile and we start with stack A. Now remember, we put our control panels in this stack here. Right. We're going to explore here. Let's see what we get. It's corridor 103A. Now the rules for laying tiles are that you can place door to door. We can't place a wall to a door, and if there were more tiles around us, we would have to maximize the number of door connections. So I got two choices here. I can place it this way around or this way around. I'm going to place it this way around. And we move into this room. Now there's an icon on here, and this tells us what's exactly going to happen when we enter this room, this corridor 103A. Not all tiles have these event icons, but if you enter a tile with one of these event icons, there's 3 types. This is a facility event icon. Then we have to stop and draw an event card. Let's see what we get. So as Jackie enters corridor 103A, Jackie is gripped by fear. It's right behind us! Run! Jackie's feeling an immense sense of fear. We have to do a test against our speed. And remember, Jackie's speed is 2. The event says roll a number of dice equal to our speed. We gain 4 fear minus 1 for each speed icon we roll. So we need to grab these 2 dice. Jackie is potentially feeling fearful. She's going to run down the corridor, roll the dice. Her fear is going to go up by 4 minus 1, 3. Her fear is raising by 3. This was just us running down the corridor in fear. So we gain 3 fear. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. We move up to fear 6. And with fear 6, we get +1 strength. The bad news about a high fear, though, is if we reach 7, then these alien clones who can smell our fear are going to start to appear automatically. And at fear 5, clones get an extra dice to attack us with. But for now, there's no one coming. This event is concluded. Before we end our turn, though, Jackie could potentially use one of her cards. I'm going to play this one. Lose 1 fear. Just to keep Jackie a little bit on the safe side. This gets discarded. Luke's turn. We've got a couple of choices here. We could potentially join Jackie down in corridor 103A. However, every time we end our turn on the same tile as a fellow prisoner, then our threat levels go up. And also I think we want to maximise our chances of exploring, so we're going to head here, and then I think we will head north. Let's not stay too far away from each other, let's head east. Well, this time we haven't explored, but the rules tell us if we end our turn and we've not drawn an event card already, then we do draw an event card. So we draw an event, but this time, because we haven't drawn the event because of an exploration, we ignore this bit in the middle, but we do have a spawn icon in the top left, and it's for a clone. If it has a clone here, then we have to spawn one clone on the nearest tile with the fear icon, which looks like this, and we haven't found any yet. However, our scenario uses something called the alien zone rule, and that says any tile which has a vent on it is treated as a fear tile when spawning clones. And that's bad news for Luke, because there's a vent right here. Around our tiles, these are ducts, and you can enter and crawl through these ducts, through these vents. Not every tile's got a vent on it. There's a vent here, with the duct running around here. There's no vent on this tile, and there's no vent here, but there is one here. So this is going to be a fear tile for the effect of spawning, so an alien is going to spawn here. So we grab the number 1 clone, let's give him a stand, and an alien crawls down through this vent. And now we skip past this middle section, but we look here to see if any of our enemies activate. The numbers here represent how many players there are in the game, and we've got 2 players. So in a 2-player game, if we see this event card, then all clones, this is the clone icon, will activate. So poor old Luke has got an enemy clone activating right in the same tile as him. Enemy activation is pretty straightforward. If there's a target on the same tile as them, then they'll attack. If there isn't, they'll move. And if they're knocked out, which means we've hit them, then they'll recover. Poor Luke here is on the same tile as this activating clone, so this clone is going to attack. We might want to have a quick check at our adrenaline cards to see if there's anything we can do to help us. And I'm going to use this card to give myself +2 toughness. Now I can use as many cards as I want. I could give myself 4 toughness if I wanted to, but no, 2 toughness I think is what I'm going to do. But that says gain 1 fear. So my fear goes up to 4, and my toughness is now moved from 1 to 3 for the rest of this activation. Now clones, they attack the target with the highest fear. So if there were more than 1 target on this tile, and that includes guards, clones can attack guards as well, but remember, guards start the game with a fear of 0. But if there were more than 1 target here, they would attack the target with the highest fear. As it goes, there's only Luke anyway. Attacking means they roll a number of dice equal to this stat here, which is 3. So we're going to grab 3 dice. There's also some bonuses. If we had a fear of 5 or more, when a clone attacks, then they would roll an extra die. For a guard, I think it's if you've got a threat, rather than fear, threat of 3 or more. What we're looking for here is the number of strength icons. So this alien has attacked with 3 strength because there's 3 fists here. And we've got to compare this to our toughness. And remember, we had 1 plus 2, 3 toughness. And we would be forced to discard 1 adrenaline card from our hand for every strength above our toughness. So if we hadn't played this card, we would have lost 2 adrenaline cards. As it stands, we've spent 1 adrenaline card. And we've seen off this attack. Great job, Luke. That's the enemy activation complete. In addition, when an enemy attacks us, our fear goes up by 1. And we hand back to Jackie.